Hi, welcome to another installment of Ask Augustin, my masterclass series. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about memorization and some tips that can help with memorization. We all know the feeling that when we work on a piece really a lot, over and over we play it and we practice it, and eventually our fingers kind of know where the notes are, and we can memorize kind of naturally this way. But this is a type of memorization that is not so reliable once you're on stage, because it's not really in here, it's just a muscle memory. And so it can happen, and it has famously happened to a lot of very, very famous and great artists, that they're on stage and they get completely lost, have a memory slip, have to stop. And it's happened to me, it's happened to everyone. And if it's happened to you, you know that it's a horrible feeling and you want to do everything to prevent that. I found that for me, when I memorize a piece, the first layer of memorization happens through muscle memory, but that I have to also memorize it more consciously. The first thing to think about is, what parts of a piece are you more likely to have a memory slip with? It's not going to be this. It's not going to be the parts that you're walking down the street, singing. It's going to be this stuff. And then you don't know where you are. So it's often this kind of passage work where your fingers eventually move on their own, you practiced it, and you don't necessarily think what all the notes are. One trick that I found has helped me a lot, because when I try to review my memorization, in a way my left hand starts moving and I'm still accessing the muscle memory. So to stop that, I actually will often play through the violin part with the right hand on the piano. And I go like... And even though it would be easier to help myself with the left hand as well, I don't do it. I use only the right hand, and it can be very slow, it can be very deliberate. But by doing that, I can't access the muscle memory. It somehow can't access that part of my brain, because I'm playing a different instrument with the other hand, and as I go through a piece, I suddenly get to a place where I get stuck. I'm like, what are the notes of this run? And then I realize, this is a place I don't completely 100% know. This is very, very important, particularly for composers whose music is not totally intuitive. When you have something like... I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense somehow, the sequence of notes. And you really have to memorize it very consciously, otherwise those are the kinds of things where something might happen. It's also incredibly important to be aware of the structure of a piece that you're playing, particularly if you're doing something like a Bach fugue, where the same subject keeps playing over and over, and it happens many, many times. It's important that you know exactly where you are, what came before, what comes afterwards. Where are the major arrival points? Like, you kind of divide it into sections for yourself and know exactly where you are, so that in case something does happen, you'll be able to keep playing, because you'll know, I just played this other thing, and I'm about to play this this next entrance of the fugue. You know where you are, and so you can keep going. You won't get into that situation where you are stuck in a loop, or where you thought you were going to play the fugue from the A minor sonata, but suddenly you realize you're now in the fugue of the C major sonata, because there's actually a way that you can take a wrong turn. So I hope these tips are helpful, and see you at the next Ask Augustin.